Jeff, one of the guys who is key to producing this program every night, kindly left boxes of Kleenex, tissue paper.
One for each.
We lost a giant in the Global family today.
A giant who was very petite.
Yes, she was.
But she had a giant personality and giant laugh and a giant smile, Squire.
That's true. And her spirit lives in this building, has been in this building since the day she walked in, and it will never leave.
Right now, the new News Hour with Deb Hope.
Good afternoon. A state of emergency.
To the millions of people who watched and loved Deb Hope over the years, I'm sure many wished they had really known her.
Lower taxes.
Well, it's safe to say that you did, because the Deb Hope you saw on television was the same Deb Hope her family, friends, and colleagues saw.
You know, Deb was such a professional. She was probably the hardest working person in the entire newsroom when I worked with her. And also when I worked with her, it was the laugh and the smile and those eyes of hers. She was a remarkable person.
Okay, we'll see.
But he might be a little biased. I think.
She had no airs about her. She was honest about what she was reporting. She was a digger. She went out and she looked for stories, and she would come back with the best angles you could ever think of. She was just really, really good at her job and really, really good at being just Deb.
Just Deb had many facets. She was a Swiss Army knife of a reporter, and that's how she always saw herself. Even though she was best known as an anchor, she was always a reporter first.
And she came at it from every woman's or every person's point of view. None of this insider baseball stuff or real technical stuff, just stuff that basically normal people can relate to on an everyday basis. And again, a tremendous sense of what people really wanted to see on the newscast and what they wanted to hear about.
Who's watching the story with me? This could be yours.
Charities benefited from Deb Hope's tireless efforts as well, such as the BCSPCA. The Adopt a Pet segment that she started on the noon show found homes for thousands of animals.
She made a difference on this earth. How many people can say that? She made such a huge difference.
And in a business that requires a lot of seriousness, Deb Hope was never afraid to laugh.
1581, and there's nothing stopping these
It was a laugh, but it was an explosion. And if she did it on air, her head went back like this, and it filled the room.
Another talent of Deb's was singing. And in our search for memories of her, she provided us the perfect song to remember her by.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far.
Oh, Deb. Premier David Eby also paying tribute to Deb today, posting on Twitter. This is incredibly sad news. Many British Columbians grew up watching Deb on TV. The Premier didn't cry when he wrote this tweet, I'm sure. And she inspired and mentored many to become journalists as well. My thoughts go out to her family and loved ones. Her legacy will never be forgotten. And it's so true. And I sort of alluded to this earlier in the newscast, but how she supported and mentored and encouraged young women who came in the door at Global. And I know Christy felt the same way.
And her husband, Roger, and you saw the photo right at the end of her family. Roger has worked with us for many years as a cameraman. That's how they met. They met here. He said today they were inundated with emails from people within the industry, many of whom told Roger how much Deb had mentored them and how much she helped them become a better journalist.
She welcomed me in these doors.
All of us, yeah. We love you, Deb.
Thanks, Deb.